introduce themselves so that you can have, you can know all of them. That's my boss, Mr. Paulus Manju. I think some of you might know him. Yes, but then I will also show you his picture so that you can get to know him much, okay?
Sure.
That is Mr. Paulus Manju. He is the Global Coordinator for Gambian Talents TV. Mr. Paulus Manju is the CEO of Gambian Talents together with a brother called Ibn Jai, and they started Gambian Talents since 2006. Mr. Juve, I would like you to introduce yourself to my people before they also introduce themselves.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Those in between, if there are any. Well, as he said, welcome to our little corner. It's fortunate and unfortunate that I am not there, because we have a dynamic team and they are doing a wonderful job there. Currently in Seattle, Washington, in the United States. And of course, this is where we are headquartered. As she just said, Gambian Talents was established in 2006 by myself and another gentleman called Vijay. He's a Gambian DJ and web developer. It started with me being into the entertainment industry when I used to manage one of the Gambian musicians singing at a Freaky Joe. I was on a tour with him and I was interested to have Freaky Joe in his state, which is Texas. We got working and I could have content to promote Gambian Talents, and he was a web developer, so he decided he will build a website where I can bring content. And of course, that's what gave birth to Gambian Talents Promotion. So we've been online, started as a blog, an online blog, where the features or the potential to establish an online radio came. We added the online radio, and now, of course, we added the online TV. So we are now a 3-in-1 media platform. We have the radio, the TV, and the newspaper. We are currently revamping our website, and in the next couple of weeks, hopefully before the end of February, we will see a new interface that will accommodate all three of them. Of course, in 2017, the dispensation, when I had the opportunity to come to Gambia, I was of course, on self-exile myself, just like a lot of your colleagues, my Matwin, of course, Sirif and others. I was scared to come to Gambia. We decided to come to Gambia and, of course, open an office as well as a studio, which is where we can start. Of course, we do have a foundation which supports different projects related to talent-related projects. It is our foundation that is actually doing this internship program that you guys are seeing the young men and women sitting out there. So them are guns with I'm trying to learn journalism, videography, graphic design, web design, and of course some other fields. We have to look at select areas that young people are learning from us. The same thing that Faru must have told you guys on some of the things that we have done or we continue to do. We are not perfect, but we are registered as a non-profit public broadcasting foundation, and it's registered in the Gambia and US. For that matter, we are non-commercial. Basically, our target is to serve as a hub eventually, where we training people who actually end up venturing out into commercial institutions and commercial media institutions to read themselves and start up their own media platforms to media consultancy firms if they so wish to. But in little media, we want to focus on basically we are not trying to be in competition with any commercial platform. Ours is strictly non-commercial, and everything we have for the most part will be used to build, develop, and improve the institution, its potentials, its capacity, and what the staff and the volunteers and the people that are serving basically to get the job to be done in a better way. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what we are. Most of you must have been following us through social media. We are on all social media platforms, from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, WhatsApp, YouTube, LinkedIn, you name them. So we are very proactive, but we have a long way to go. Of course, especially with Team Gambia, we are still trying to structure and set up a lot of things to take care of. A lot of things. Usually the challenges are there, just like you all already know. I will not go back and forth to tell you what our challenges are, but we are faced with numerous and enormous challenges, uncountable challenges. Because in a nutshell, how I always describe this is our only challenge is being Gambian, because what all of us do, it is us and Gambian talents and all of you from your different media houses. Personally, you face the same challenges that we do. Media in Gambia is not easy. Being one part of the media is not easy. We are learning, and we are open to learn, and we are open to grow as an institution and individually. In a nutshell, that is who we are. The rest, I guess, you guys are seeing on social media what we continue to do on a daily basis. So if you have any questions, comments about Gambian talents, feel free to ask. Those dynamic young people there are mostly interns and are learning different things. So it's on the courses that I outlined earlier. So thank you very much, Faru, and thank you all for stopping by. Earlier, late last year, myself and other people with sort of, I don't know if it's their way to introduce them and collect for him some of the things we did and how we work together. So we thank the good executive of GTV for stepping it up and taking this initiative to come and say hello to us. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Juve, and thank you very much. And I welcome all of you. But then before going to the program proper, let me just introduce some of our interns, and then you also introduce yourself so that we can know each other. Okay? Yes, I think I introduced myself already, but then yet still, my name is Fatih Samba, Gambian Talents Country Coordinator. If I call your name, just raise your hand so that they know who you are. And that is Miss Binta Sise. Yes, that's Binta Sise. And that is Miss Mariam Sise. She is also with us. And that is Mr. Mohammed Keba Jata. Yes, and that's myself, Hadi Sow, and that is Alagi K. Drame, and that is Adama Jata, thank you, and that is Musa Jata, and that is Miss Ida Kevin. Yes, so these are some of the people that are with us. Like I said, we have other people. Yes, and let's not forget about, the Iron Lady right there. That's Sira Jaju. She's also with us. These are the people that we work with, but we have other people. We have the Sarah, we have the other staffs, but basically some of them are on other projects. So all of them cannot be on the meeting. So let me just allow you all to introduce yourself. Let me start with my brother here.
All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am Sankule Gabriel Janko. Of course, I'm part of the recruitment team, and it's a pleasure to be here. But we'll talk about that later in the meantime.
Yes, but Sankule, where basically do you work, if not the GPU being part of the recruitment team?
I'm having difficulty hearing him.
Him, okay.
Okay, Mr. Duva, I guess I should raise my voice, huh?
You're getting him now?
So what?
My name is Sankule Gabriel Janko. That's my name. I'm part of the recruitment team, like I said. I work for West Africa Democracy Radio. It's an international radio. I am the country's correspondent. It's a pleasure to be here, honestly.
Thank you. You get a message?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Fatu, and thank you all for receiving us. My name is Mariam Chan. I am a reporter and a presenter at Choice FM Radio. I'm also a student at the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication. That is my job. So I'm pleased to be here.
Thank you. And let's have my brother here.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I am Paul Stephen Pereira, working at Style Radio as the current news editor and a student as well, pursuing for my advanced diploma inside Training Center.
Thank you.
Thank you all for having us. Thank you, Father. My name is Bintaba. I'm a freelance journalist for Choice FM. I'm also an assistant trainer in television and digital media at Media Academy for Journalism and Communication. I'm also pursuing my advanced diploma in journalism. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. That is the media team, or that is the team from GPU. So then let us go proper to the program itself. So I don't know who will lead it.
Yes, I'll start. I'm not leading, I'll just start.
Okay.
First of all, we would like to thank, Gambia Talent Promotion.
Our name is Gambian Talents Promotion.
Gambian,
yes,
no,
Gambian.
Okay, Gambian Talent Promotions. We are really grateful for having us. While we were coming, I think somebody reminded us that Sunday said 11 o'clock and she's not accepting Gambian time. Fortunately for us, we're here on time and we found that indeed you respect time, and that is really impressive, honestly. That shows that, you really do respect time, and we appreciate that. These are some of the things I think we should work in. We should be change makers. It should start from us. And we are grateful for the tour. I think it's a beautiful place, honestly. We were really impressed. Despite, of course, there are also challenges here and there, but I think it's an organization that is, pushing and going to be elsewhere. And for us, the purpose of this visit, I'm sure you must have been probably given a little bit of idea. And this is Gambia Press Union's recruitment new team. We are on a tour, talking to young people. I like the fact that this institution is very, very much associated with young people. And I can also see that, there are only young people here, like you said. No one is above, 35 years here. So this for us is perfect. We are young people trying to talk to young people to, encourage them to come to this union. So for me, it's like, it's an amazing thing, it's like we can gel easily. The speakers will be Binta and Paul. And Paul will, of course, give us a brief history of Gambia Press Union, just a brief history, how to become a member, the procedures and what are involved. And then later on, we'll tell you about 12 reasons why we feel, as young people, you should be a member of the Gambia Press Union. There are amazing benefits. Like Fat already said that some of you are, in fact, we have about 45 interns, right? It's a good thing. But along the road, who knows where you might end up? You might end up in one of the big institutions, to be working. So it's important, for you to know why you should be a member of this union. Because believe me, I think it has come to a time wherein media owners should not take advantage of us as media personnel. I would take this as an exception because more or less you're not focused on profit making. It's more like a foundation. So you're playing double role here. So that alone shows that you are not taking advantage of people. But frankly speaking, there are media houses that more or less, they are taking advantage of us as journalists. So this is why it's very, very important for you to be a member of this union. Because if you are afraid with the benefits of this union, then you will know, you'll be at a better position as to how you go about in pursuing the career, ill-chosen career that is journalism. So we are pleased to be here once more, Fatsamba. We are really honored to be here. We're really grateful with the cordial, the way you receive us and the way you're sharing, your institution. We are really grateful. Thank you so much once more. And then on that note, I'll just invite Paul to give us a brief history of the Gambia Press Union, how to become a member, what are the involvements in order for you to become a member. And then from there on, Binta and MC, one of them will tell you the 12 reasons why you should be a member of this magnificent union. Thank you very much.
Indeed, thank you very much, Mr. Janko. Then I hand over to Mr. Paul.
Thank you very much, and I think San have already done most of the talking that we need to do. It's just about, there is a flight to you, so it will guide us through the discussions. You don't need to say much, but going through the flyers, you'll be able to know the reasons and the benefits that you need to know if you're a member, as I said. And the first, we will start from know the GPU. We'll be just giving you the brief history about the GPU, because if you want to go and bring up all the histories of GPU, I guess we'll spend the whole day here, and we need to get to other places whereby we can also have them involved to discuss regarding this matter as well. The first one is the Gambian Press Union, or GPU in bracket, is the umbrella organization of media practitioners in the Gambia, with both trade union and professionalism pursuit. The GPU aim is to safeguard the right and welfare of media workers while promoting media professionalism, press freedom, and freedom of information. So basically, that's their role. That's the role of the GPU. As journalists, I guess whenever we have problem, it's the GPU that step in to look up or look after our matter. If today I happen to have a problem with anybody and I am being sued to court, I guess the GPU will come on board to make sure that I attend that particular court, or to see way forward of getting me free from that particular matter. And our history, or the history, I could say our history, because maybe some of you, after this discussion, some of you will join the union. So the history of GPU, the Gambia Press Union, was registered on April 20, 1979, which I think most of us here were involved.
Yes, very well.
The GPU has evolved from an organization whose membership used to gather under a veranda for meeting into prominent national institution of international repute. Before GPU, before they could have their building there, in the olden days, they normally gather in a veranda, or sometimes like the training we go through before we could start up this recruitment. Before, normally they sit under a tree to have their discussion, because it was difficult for them to come together as a union. You know, a union is more strong when you have an association. If you have an association and these people join a union, they'll be more strong than the association that we join, because the association will be more organized. So that's why they deem it necessary to come together, and then they form the Gambian Press Union to look after the matters of those practicing journalism or media owners, like your institution here and any other institution practicing the job of a journalist or any media house in the Gambia here. We have other things. There are other members who, you know, that they pass through this. That's the like of the founding members include William Dodson Colley, first Secretary General, Melvin B. Jones, first President, the late Dada Hydra, Alhaji Ba Tarwale, and Papsen, in an order of success of the presidency. Like the people who, you know, that they were the first president in the Gambian Press Union. You have Melvin B. Jones, Dada Hydra, Demba Ali Jawo, Madi M.K. Sise, Ndei Tafa Sose, and by Emil Ture, all serve as president. And then the current president right now is Sirif Bojan Jr., who is the current president of the Gambia Press Union. So before we could turn to the other bit, you have contacts that you could use if you want to know the GPU or pass through the GPU. So you just turn it right behind. Yeah. How to become a member? Membership of the Gambia Press Union is mainly in three categories. You have three categories that you can become a member of the Gambia Press Union. You have full membership, student membership, and honorary members. Like the likes of these honorary members are the likes of Demba Ali Jao, Papsen. I guess all of you know who is Papsen, or if you don't know who is Papsen, you must have heard his name. So you can be a member. The likes of Cherno Jalo, all those people are honorary members. Then full membership and students, like students in Nusrat, St. Peter's, Gambia High, whom you know that they are under the press club, they can join the GPU as well. So if you're a student, or it doesn't mean you have to be a journalist, you have to come from the university or attend Stratford or Inside Training Center, then you can join GPU. But you can join GPU when you're still going to school. So you have full membership is open to a journalist working in a media enterprise, a freelance journalist, a foreign journalist working in the Gambia, a media trainer, someone who is registered, like those lecturers we have at Inside Training Center at the Gambia Digital Media School of Journalism at the university. They can also join the GPU. So those are the trainers. A foreign journalist, someone who is from another country and is working here as a journalist, can join the GPU. If my mind could still serve me, the white lady who was here, Claire. Yeah, she was part of this union when she was here before she could leave back for another assignment. So you have journalists. Binta is a freelance, but she joined the union. So it doesn't mean that you have to be someone with an institution before you can join GPU. You can be a freelance and join. It's for you to work. Something can happen, and then the GPU will always consider you. But if you're just a journalist and you have all the certificates that you have and you didn't join the union, yeah, though GPU will normally step in because they don't want to sit in town. There are people who say, yeah, there's a journalist who is having a problem with the police or with the society, and then the GPU didn't step in. I know fully well that there are some people who they don't join the union, but whenever they have 2 or 3 problems, the GPU will always step in to make sure that they stand for them. So it's good that we join in before we could face those type of troubles along the way. So I guess here we're not students, so we don't need to go to that one. How to apply? Fill and submit the GPU membership application form available online at www.gambiapressunion.org. You can go online and fill the form and submit it. Or
that's an example.
Yeah, we also have this one whereby you will get to the secretariat and follow the requirements. That's you need a passport photo size, scan or photocopy of a valid ID card. And then $50 for subscription fee. You only need $50, and then after that, the executive board will go through your form and see whether the information needed about who you are is in the form before you will be fully accepted to join the membership. Then the membership dues also, full members of the Gambia Press Union pay $600 annually and payable in or $50 per month. You can pay the full amount, or every month you go and pay $50. So institutional membership, the Gambia Press Union is an institution, international institutional member of the following organization: International Federation of Journalism. Like it joins so many federation and institution, not within the Gambia but outside the country, that there are some benefits that we enjoy. And if you take a good look at it, the Majak school is being sponsored mostly by some institution that they join to help them at least run a journalist school, whereby the union is producing good and prominent journalists in the country to serve as mouthpiece of the country, so that at least we can disease from having joined the base between the institution. I think you didn't have some of those joined the base, but you have professional people within your institution to do the job that the Gambian talent is looking for. So I don't want to say something that's why I was looking behind me so that I can get it right.
Yes, I want people to get my name right.
Right. So basically, that's just a summary of what the reason or GPU is all about, and that's why we're here today, to see just maybe a little about what GPU normally does for journalists or media institutions within the country, so that at least people like you, like your boss lady say, I think none of you is above 32 here. So it's good to be under this umbrella so that tomorrow, whatever money comes your way, the GP would always say, yeah, let's run to Gambian Talent Promotion and see whatever situation that is happening there. So, like, I'll just give you an example before I go wrap up. Those days, in the last 2 months of the 2018, you know, Yusuf Adabo, he presented Mandinka News in Stipend. So someone called him after presenting and he was like threatening him. So I have to call the civic and then they come up and then the man was taken to the police to track out the person and then eventually we happened to know who the guy was. So you see, if like I didn't register, I could have called him, or if there were no members from Stipend didn't register the GP, they will not even consider us. But it's good that we have few people within the union who will always be in good hands whenever we have such troubles like that. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul. And then I think I hand over to Binta.
Yes, excuse me.
Yeah, you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say something. Thank you, Paul. That's just a brief history of what Gambian Press Union is. When he mentioned $600, I saw some people like, well, I don't blame you. We all go through that. Looking at the fact that media in the Gambia, honestly speaking, finance is a problem. That is very true. So sometimes it's one of the things that discourages some of us in wanting to do some of the things. That's very true. But if you look at, I think GPO has been very reasonable with the prices. That's why $50, each month. If you don't think you can pay $600, it's just, each month $50. No matter how little you earn, probably that shouldn't be a difficult one. So it wouldn't be something that you will feel that much. That's why. And believe you me, $600 per annum compared to the benefits you could get, it's more like it's nothing. Believe you me. I'm not going to go into the benefits because Binta and of course MC will come to that. But I'm just trying to give you, a tip of the iceberg. Do not be discouraged by the $600. It's nothing. $50 per annum. Per month, and then $600 per annum. If you should come across with benefits where the GPU will pay $200,000 to save the journalist, I'm so $600 per annum wouldn't be nothing. So there are huge lot of benefits in this, but I wouldn't, put the cart before the horse like they say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow NC to give us the first 6 benefits or the first 6 reasons why you should be a member of Gambian Press Union, and the other 6, which will make it 12, Binta will give you the other 6 reasons why you should be a member of the Gambian Press Union. Yes, MC.
Thank you so much, Sanjay and Paul, for that wonderful presentation that you have just given. And then these are the first 6 reasons why journalists in this country should join the GPU. And the first one is press freedom. And it says the GPU fights for media and freedom of expression rights. We support reporters in protecting their sources, media workers, and from surveillance. Pay legal fees of journalists in trouble with the law and influence media law reforms to enable you to work in a free and safe society. Like what Sankule was just saying, we have some journalists who are not part of the GPU, but when they were in trouble, GPUs have to step in because they cannot just sit back and leave their own or their family. So this is why we need journalists, because I'm not praying for that, but we don't know who will get into trouble tomorrow, and you will need your union to help you. You need your family, that is the GPU, to help you. So I think it is fair enough for you to be a member of the press union in order to have a press freedom. And then the second one is better pay. If you drag work, feel exploited, overworked, or undervalued, the solution is to join the GPU. Together we can bargain for better working conditions. In the past, the GPU negotiated pay rise for staff as well as freelance reporters and payment of social security benefits. We pursue employers over copyright infringements and non-payment of wages and fees. Like for example, if you are being exploited, if you feel that you are being underpaid or you are being exploited in a certain media house or in the media house that you are working at, you can lodge your complaint to the GPU. Then the GPU can step into the matter and look at how to solve the problems, because they don't want any journalist in this country to be exploited. So GPU is the right place. And then the number 3 of the benefit is networking. The GPU, through our social media channels, seminars and individual memberships, provides platform for media workers to socialize, share knowledge, expertise, contacts, and opportunities for career development. Students and newcomers can benefit from media experienced members in this industry. Being a journalist does not only confine you in your media house only. You can meet different people in different media houses, in different media outlets in the country and also abroad. This is what the GPU is trying to do, to make the networking for journalists in order to, better your understanding or to be a better journalist. And then the fourth one is capacity building. We have seen that the GPU, have been doing so many capacity trainings for journalists in this country in order to enhance their work. You guys, maybe one or two of you have benefited from one of their capacity building trainings. So I can say not all journalists, but most of the journalists in this country, you have benefited from the GPU in one way or the other. And then the fifth reason is unity and strength. It is said, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. The voice of many is much stronger than the voice of one. The GPU is a united force that champions the rights of media workers and defends press freedom. The press union is not only here for a media house. The press union is here for all the media houses in this country. As far as you are a qualified journalist or you are an aspiring journalist, the GPU is here for you. We are not sidelining anybody. The GPU is not sidelining anybody. Everybody is part of the GPU. And the sixth reason is gender equity. Equal pay for equal work. Our consultations, so a common practice of sexual harassment and discrimination of women in the media. The GPU negotiates on transparent pay structures, progressive work-life balance policies, and challenges on lawful sex discrimination and harassment. This is talking about gender equity. You want everybody to be equal, no matter what you are, whether you are a male or a female. And if you are experiencing this sexual harassment, especially women in your media houses, you can launch your complaint to the GPU, and I am sure it will be sorted out. Thank you. These are the first 6 of the benefits from the GPU.
Thank you very much, Maria Chan, MC, since a fondly called. Talking about capacity building, I think first of all you people are lucky in the sense that your country's coordinator is a smart and determined young lady, and I was fortunate to be, with her in one of the capacity buildings. That was when they were training us on this recruitment team. She was one of the members. So you see, when we say capacity building, indeed we are right. Some of us have benefited. I'm sure she can attest to that. She was in that training, and she had learned a lot, just like all of us have. And I'm sure that's why this place is so organized, and And one thing I'm also impressed about is the fact that when she mentioned gender equity, I think that's very important. I was shocked when I went to understand that, in fact, our sisters are exploited by some of these, senior members, whatever you want to call it, to an extent where they will tell you, if you don't give me what I want, I will not publish your story. These are shocking stories for you, particularly the young ladies. So you need to be in a position wherein, you know what, you have the right to say, you are going to publish my story under any circumstances, and the person will not have the guts to threaten you because you know somebody have your back. And that is only possible if you're a member of this union. That is the only possibility. And again, like I said, I'm impressed because in most media houses in this country, the head of the media houses are male. That's the truth. But Gambian's talent promotion is a different story. The country coordinator, she's the one, handling the administration and everything else. She's a lady. I've walked into that studio. I met a lady there. She's an accountant. At the same time, she edits. I'm seeing more female here than male. So which means you people are giving us, it's like you actually practicalizing what you are advocating for. So that is another impressive thing we've learned here. So like I said, that's why I say in the beginning, I think the two of us, we can gel very well. We are youth, we are advocating for something that we, to some extent, we've seen that you also are advocating for it. Gender equity is here, promoting female ladies, another thing, because your head is a woman, and then we have a lot of female here. So those are some of the things I just wanted to add on to what MC said. And then now, Binta can complete the rest of the benefits.
Thank you very much, Binta.
Thank you, everyone. The seventh or the first on my list is safety of journalists. We all know how fragile the work of a journalist is, and although the Gambia has not reached to the extent where journalists feel threatened in society, although we see the past 22 years have been a very, very crucial moment for journalists in the Gambia. So all I want to say is the job of a journalist is no longer secure in this world, and journalists in the Gambia were mostly frightened of the government, not the citizens. But then we are seeing the difference now. We are seeing presenters being called and then being threatened by society, and in most cases we might say they are just threats, but who knows the ratio of that becoming the reality. And when such things happen, or when such things are happening in society, the journalists become very, very, very frightened, and the work becomes very, very hectic. And then when the journalist is afraid to do the job independently and to do the job without fear or favor, or to serve the purpose of being the fourth estate of the government, becomes low. The rate becomes low, because then the journalist is afraid and the journalist cannot carry his or her duties as expected. So and like Paul was saying, his colleague was threatened, but then due to the GPU's intervention, that case is now of history. So we are expecting the world is moving faster, and with digital media and with technology advancing more and more, we will see much of these cases, and it is high time, I think, the journalists are in a union or under one umbrella, because together we are strong, as the saying goes. So all I am saying is we need to join the GPU in order to have where we can lead our soldiers on when we don't feel safe, or where we can have our covers up when we don't feel safe. And recently we have seen the GPU embarking on training of security personnel on the safety of journalists, because they know it is high time that journalists feel secure in their own country, not from the government but from the citizens as well, because as time is going and much of the media laws are being repealed, but if the society is not safe for the journalists, then we are tackling one problem and then entering into another problem. So when we are together and when we are under a union, then we know that we have people to take care of us, and we have people to secure us at all times. So we also have access to microcredit facility, like when he talked about low wages, and when he talked about the finance aspect of journalists. Like I had one man said, he said, if you want to become rich, or if you are pursuing money in this world, then don't go for journalism, because it is actually not a field of money. But then with Gambia Press Union, we will see that the Gambia Press Union will help us through so many things. They can help us through when we want to acquire a land, or when we want to pay our tuition fees. We are all, even if we are master's degree holders, we still want to continue, because learning never ends. And learning, as far as we live, as far as we are breathing, we still want to learn and acquire more knowledge, because that is how we can educate the masses. So, but then we cannot do this without money. So, but then, although it's not expensive, like the saying goes, if you think education is expensive, then try ignorance. But then we need a little bit of money to help us through, and journalism cannot afford to pay all the tuition fees that we would want to spend to get what we want. So GPU will always be there as a backup for us. They will always help us through, as part of international federations and as part of so many treaties and so many organizations, so many journalism associations. We will be able to secure funds, and we will be able to secure scholarships and other benefits that will help us to actually reach the goal of education. So respect for diversity at work. like she talked about gender equity and all that. They are more of the same, but this one is like more extreme when it comes to harassment. When it comes to harassment does not have to do with touching you, or sometimes you can harass someone with words, with whatsoever. Recently the GPU launched the Gambian Media Council, and that council these things are going to be considered, and that council is solely there to regulate all these problems that journalists are facing, and to make sure that all the low wages that we are getting is going to be addressed. But then the media council cannot do it alone. They need the journalists to give them the go ahead. I mean, you cannot work for someone if the person don't want you to work for them. Then your working there doesn't really stand. So the media council really needs journalists, and we, in order to see that our voices are heard and people respect us and people see us as journalists and treat us the way we are supposed to be treated, we need to belong to a union. And when we are together, then it will be difficult for people to penetrate through us and then to harass one of us, because they will know when you touch one journalist, you are touching the whole journalist fraternity. So respect for diversity at work. The media council is going to make sure that all these harassments are going to be addressed accordingly. So we have support. So like when you get arrested, or maybe when you are sued, because although that is becoming of history, but still now the issue of fake news, although like the CNN reporter said, there is nothing like fake news. He said when it is fake, it is not news, and when it is news, then it is not fake. So he just argued that people use fake news to enshrine journalists in a corner so that they will not be able to escape, because they are looking for ways and means to always make sure that the work of the journalist is difficult, and then because they know we are always there, we will hold them accountable, so they are looking for means to stop us. But then if we belong to a union, that is going to be difficult, because then we will be able to know, you know what, we are on the right track and nobody is going to tell us what and how to do things we are supposed to do. So we also have career opportunities. Like I was saying, the GPU belong to so many international federations, and with this we have so many career opportunities. You need to, when you become a member, it does not mean that you are only a member because you are working in the Gambia, but when you become a member, it is going to help you through. Like it says, the GPU is the go-to source for employers in need of staff and freelance media professionals. Like when we become members of the Gambia Press Union, and then for instance, let's say Gambian Talents was a new establishment and they need professional journalists, they can always go to Gambia Press Union to seek for workers, either freelance journalists or maybe permanent staff for the institution. So this is more of employers looking for employees. So the Gambia Press Union can always serve as, let's say, a backup drive for journalists. When you need a freelance journalist or you need a professional staff that is going to be a permanent staff, you can always knock at the doors of the GPU so that they will help you out, and then they will identify journalists as you need them. So we have ethical journalism. So in as much as the GPU is fighting for press freedom and information, but it is also fighting for ethical journalism, which is, we know the Gambia is one of the most ethical countries in the Gambia, in Africa, we can say, because in most countries when you go, they don't go by these ethics, they don't go by the ethics, but the Gambia Press Union has its ethics code of conduct. You can always go by them, and then it will guide you through your work, and then before someone will say your news is fake, you are already guided, you already know what you are doing, and whatever you do, you are confident enough to know that, you know what, this I am doing and nobody can tell me how I am going to do it and what I am going to do. So like I was saying, we need to belong to Gambia Press Union. That was the 12th point, but I just wanted to add up. Like he was saying, like we all know, most of us are benefits of the Gambia Press Union, and most of these capacity building trainings most of the journalists out there, they've not gone to institutions. They do not have the money to go to tertiary institutions. But due to these capacity building trainings, when most of these journalists, when you speak with them, you see them write or you read their stories. If someone tells you they've not gone to any tertiary institution, you will want to argue to the last dot. So all these things are things that we see the GPU is doing. The GPU has stepped in for people who are not even their members, but then they are journalists, and then the Gambia Press Union is the union that is governing all the journalists in the country. So if someone is backing you and you don't belong with them, I think it is high time you belong with them, so that the next time you do the same thing, you are not going to bow your head when they come into your favor. I think that is the only thing we can pay them back. They have done so much for journalists. We have seen GPU spend thousands on people who are not their members, and they are not getting anything out of it. But then the only way we can repay them, the only way we will be able to succeed, the only way we can seal the job of journalists, the only way we can seal ourselves from attacks and bullies and harassments and so many problems that the journalists are facing in killings. Recently, an investigative journalist was killed, and as his team. Yeah, so he was assassinated, and then they did not take money from him, they did not steal anything, they just assassinated him. They love, people enjoy killing journalists because they know they make stories out of it. We are the mouthpiece of the society. So if they kill us and then they shut our mouths, then that means nobody is going to speak for the masses. So that is why they enjoy killing journalists. But we need to show them that we have a wall to lean on, and they cannot push us to cross that wall. Anytime they reach that wall, we will fight back because we have that wall to support us always. And that wall in the Gambia here is the Gambia Press Union, which is why we want to belong to Gambia Press Union, and we should belong to Gambia Press Union.
Well said. And that was well said. And once more, Bida, there's another thing. You see this? What you were talking about?
Yes.
The code of conduct, which means Gambian Talents Promotion, once again, you know, well done. They have the code of conduct, which implies, of course, they are producing their news on daily basis based on those conducts. So which means that's another clause for, I think if you go to other institutions, I say we should be taking this institution as an example. Yeah. Because so far, the only thing we've seen here is positivity. And honestly speaking, personally, I am, on behalf of the team, we are really grateful and we commend you, we applaud you. Honestly, I feel if all the media houses in this country are doing what you are doing, I think life would be it would be easier for journalists in this country. Sure. I mean, thinking about the union once more, Lexi highlighted Anas, one of his key lead investigator, was killed simply because he was saying something to the public that the corrupt people do not want him to share. So they killed him. But to avoid some of these things cannot be avoided, but to be on a better side, you need to be you belong to a group that will give you that support. And GPU can do that. GPU is the only institution in the Gambia and in the former regime who had the guts to take the government, to shoot the government to court. No one else does. I mean, even if you go, you are scared, and most of the times you don't come with. But GPU, they were like, okay, we have to defend our people. Many of times we've seen them taken to the government to court, and many of times we've seen them spend 200,000 to go and save a journalist who was convicted, and he was not even a member of GPU. Believe me, there is no institution who would be ready to go that far for you. Even if there are, well, not to my knowledge, not that I know of. So in a nutshell, this is what we have for you, about the Gambia Press Union. And once more, we thank you so much for letting us your time, your beautiful place, for showing us through. We are really grateful. We can't thank you enough. It's a busy day. You could have been working on your stories, but you gave us your, tremendous, amazing time for us to share our little knowledge with you about GPU. This is what we've got for you. You can ask any questions you want before, we wrap up and, we hear from you as well. Once more, thank you very much.
Do you guys have any questions for GPU?
And we'll give you the forms. We'll leave the forms to those of you who are interested. We'll give it to her. You can take it and fill it in.
Alright, let it be short and brief, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you all for the knowledge you shared with us. My question is, we have seen that social media is Is it that one can only be a member if you are a student pursuing media, journalism and communication studies and tertiary level or only senior secondary level? You can only be a member if you are interested.
Did you answer or should
Yes. Like my colleague rightly mentioned, who can apply, we have all the 3 categories. We have like 3 categories. GPU is not stopping from only media practitioners. It could have said, you know what, we are a press union and you need to be a journalist in order to become a member. But then let's say I said it before and I will keep saying it again because I cannot overemphasize how important it is for people to become one. Unity is strength. There is a reason why that word is there. So the GPU has extended its membership to the students, not only students who want to become journalists, but students who want to be working in media. Not like I said, not all people working in the media are journalists, but then the Gambian Press Union is saying, as far as you are working under a media fraternity or you want to work in a media enterprise, you can become a member. As far as the media is where you are seen, it doesn't matter whether you are a camera person or you are presenting or you are. We see all those cute faces presented. Most of them are not journalists. Let's say most of them have not gone through journalism courses, but then because they have the eloquence, they have the control over that drama, so they have the cute face and the cute smiles, so they can sit in front of the camera and deliver. But most of the times the journalists are doing the work, but then it doesn't matter. As far as the media is concerned, you can become a member of the GPU, and we are also offering honorary membership. You know, GPU is very generous. If you can even offer someone an honorary membership to be part of you, then you are very generous. So you don't only have to be a journalist to become a member, or you don't have to be an art student, or you just have to be with the media, or you want to be with the media, then you can become a journalist.
Yeah.
I hope that answers it.
Yes, and please, I'm talking about the honorary member. I'm sure Mr. Yu, that is your founder, must have contributed a lot. There is no doubt about that. Even if he is a member, we will still implore you to please let him come so that he'll be an honorary member. He has this institution. He's helping young people to become journalists, to pursue their chosen career, and he has worked tremendously. You know, he shared information even with Freaky John here. So all these things are tremendous things that he has done in terms of contributing to the development of this country, in empowering youth. So please, we are saying, tell him we will be honored to have him in our honorary membership, please, because we feel we've seen what he has done and what he continues to do for this country.
Thank you.
Right.
Any other question?
Thank you very much for all your wonderful speeches. I am very glad for that. I am Mohamed Kewa. Yeah. My question is, what if somebody happened to be in trouble and while he or she is not a member of GPU, will GPU intervene and take part of you or her share?
Alright, good. Then why not the other one ask the question?
Okay.
You know, we just take it from there.
Yeah, the same question.
Alright,
Okay.
cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, my question is, what are some of the criteria you look at for one to be a member of the GPU?
All right. Okay.
So that's the only question.
No, I have a question.
Alright, let's just say. No, let's go on the questions and then we know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, once again, I would like to thank you very much for coming here and sharing your knowledge with us. We really appreciate it. The question that I want to raise is that, like, for the past days, we've seen journalists being beaten, like Paul said. He said that one of his reporter was threatened, and then journalists are being assaulted in the country. So, you know, other people there, just like journalists be, if I just beat this journalist, we will just go to police and come back. That is the end of it. So what step is GPU taking to stop that?
Okay. And I would like to answer the first question. That is, if a journalist is in trouble, even if you're not a member, will GPU intervene, right? I think, I don't know, but I think I mentioned that during my deliberation. Yes, indeed, brother. You don't need to be a member of the GPU for us to intervene. Peter mentioned earlier on that we are a family. We are not restricting anybody. We are not sidelining anybody. So long as you are a journalist in this country, whether you are a member or not, we feel obligatory to come to your aid when the need be. But to stand even a better chance is to be a member. Then you owe us, I mean we owe you, obligated, whether we like it or not, we owe you to come to defense no matter how difficult it is. These are the difference. We will come to anybody's aid when the need be, but if you are a member, then it becomes compulsory in us. To be honest with you, it's not compulsory for sometimes for GPU to intervene, but because GPU feel it is here for every journalist, so it does. But if you are a member, you register, you pay your dues, it becomes compulsory. No matter what is involved, no matter the implications, we have to come and defend you because that's why you are a member. So absolutely yes, GPU will come to your aid.
Can I add something to that?
Yes.
Okay, GPU intervening, even though you are a journalist or not, doesn't mean that you should keep yourself from joining the union because that is unfair.
Yeah.
Yes, it is very, very unfair. So as far as you are a journalist, you should be part of the GPU because it is the body protecting you and your work.
And answering your question about, you know, what the GPU is doing with the current trend, Binta highlighted something that initially what we've seen is the, you know, it's the government that is trying to suppress the press in this country. But now, since the change of government, to some extent, I'm not saying that's the reality because let nobody fool you. No government like the press. That's the fact. They won't like trying to, you know, compromise, but they don't. But we've seen a shift of dimension. We've seen a shift in this country. And now it is the citizenry who is making life a little bit tough for us. Because probably we might have reported something against someone they support and they don't like it. So for that being the case, they want to do stuff like that. But be assured, GPU is not taking anything lightly. We will go to we will go at any point to defend a member. We will take you to court. We will take you to police if need be, just to make sure that we protect a member of the union. That is where the safety comes into play. So long as the GPU exists, any threat against any journalist, particularly a member, be assured the GPU will come and help you. Be assured about that. I think we've answered all the questions.
No, there was a question
about
the criteria.
Oh, the criteria to become a member.
Yeah.
No, the criteria are, it's as simple. You're a student, you want to be a journalist, you are qualified to be a member. You're a journalist, whether Gambian or non-Gambian, but so long as you work here in the Gambia, you are qualified to be a member. And that's not necessarily, if you're a cameraman, working, for example, this institution, this enterprise, even though it's a it has foundation aspect of it, but it also has a media aspect of it, right? So long as you work here, you're also qualified to be a member. Even if you're a driver who drives you, the journalist, you qualify to be a member. So everybody, so long as you have some sort of relationship with the work we do, you are qualified to be a member. We are not restricting anyone.
Yes. And also to answer her question, what was the fourth? She asked the steps that GPU is taking to consider these problems. Like I mentioned earlier, the launching of the GMC, Intermediate Council of the Gambia. So it is important that we talk about these things because the Media Council of the Gambia, when it was launched, before it was launched, the invitation was sent to so many journalists and it was open for every journalist to come. So it would have been important if all the journalists were there, but notwithstanding, the Media Council of the Gambia is here mainly, purposefully to address all issues concerning the work of the journalists. And mind you, there are criteria, and then sometimes when the journalists face a problem and then you go to the GPU, you don't know where to go, whether to go to the secretary or whether to go to the president or who to report the problem to. But the Media Council of the Gambia is mainly here for journalists to address their problems and to come to their aid if needed. So that is a step that the GPU has taken already, and it is already in the pipeline. When the Media Council of the Gambia is fully established, then you will see difference in these cases. Thank you.
On that note, I think we'll have to leave it here. We've taken so much of your time, and honestly speaking, we cannot thank you enough. On that note, we'd like to say thank you so much for your time. We'll just allow your country coordinator for example, of course, to have one or two things that you may want to say. But on our own behalf, the team, we are saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Honestly speaking, we are grateful. We cannot thank you enough for your time and the interest you people have shown. We began the day so very well because of you people, the interest you've shown and the participation. We are so grateful. And
can
thank you
go back
more.
to that? I want to hear that again.
Okay, we are so grateful for the interest you people have shown. I think we've started our day very well because the interest you people have shown and the participation is quite immense. It's inexplicable. It's beyond measures, honestly speaking. Thank you so much, Gambian Talent Promotion. We are grateful, and we hope the subsequent media house that we are going to, they will be showing same participation and same interest like Gambian Talent Promotion. Madam Samba, Gambian Talents. Gambian Talents Promotion. Madam Samba, thank you so very much. We are seeing that you are doing great here. Thank you very much.
And we're hoping also all of you will be members.
Yes, we're hoping that all of you will grab these forms and then fill them and then bring them. Thank you so much.
We just hope our hopes will not be
dashed.
Because we have high hopes.
High hopes here, yes.
But you've shown us,
But
you've shown us that is what we are to face.
Yes.
Outside there, we let them. I want to go home, sleep,
yeah, honestly.
and wake up again. Because it is actually immense, and we cannot thank you enough. Like he said, I just want to say that all of you want to become journalists. All of you want to become a member of the Gambia Press Union. So I don't think there should be an excuse for you to not to join the GPU, because we are all one big family. So we need to have that umbilical cord connecting all of us. So we need the GPU, and the GPU needs us to be strong. So we are waiting for all of you. And mind you, I myself, I'll be tracking all the names that are from Gambia Talent. And Mariama season, I'm going to ask her. How about Mariama season? How about
Madam Chan?
And how about So we are expecting all of you to come up, and then we become one, and then so that we'll be able to fight the problems, we'll be able to address the problems that we are facing ourselves. And then so that we'll be able to compel the GPU to tell them, you know what, you need to do it and you have to do it, you have to protect us. And they will not have any excuse, because it is their mandate upon us to protect us as far as we are members. But then if we are not members, they can decline, and we will not have anything to say. We will not be able to hold them accountable because we are not members. But then, notwithstanding, I know all of us want to become members, right?
Please, I want to be gentlemen. Gentlemen, do not allow them to register more than you. Please, register, gentlemen. Mr. Jara, make sure you register.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam.
Alright, thank you very much. I think I'm also impressed for the fact that young people are also leading the GPU recruitment team. And another thing is, at Gambian Talents, we believe that communication is key. When we started first, we went to Gambian Press Union to talk to them, to talk to the management, some of the things that we do. And when Sirif also, became the president, myself and Mr. Jove, we had a meeting with him, talked to him. We believe that if we communicate, we will not miss each other. And at Gambian Talents, one thing we believe is we have to help the people that are Gambians. And your name is Gambian Press Union, and our name is Gambian Talents Promotion. So at the end of the day, I think this is two in one. We have to work together, we have to connect. And another thing that you said, you have come to our building and you have seen the code of conduct for media practitioners. We believe that if you are living in a country and the country have rules and regulations, you have to follow. And at Gambian Talents, we cannot go without the Gambian Press Union. That was the main reason why we went to the Press Union and talked to them. And another thing I would want to say is some of our colleagues or some of our staff will attest to me that we discussed this code of conduct. I think I give you people the code of conduct to read so that they can favor either herself will take this book and take it home. I have 5 about them. I have 5 of them. One is in my office, the other one is in the studio, but the rest I keep it because if people see the code of conduct, everybody would want to take it for it to be their own. So this code of conduct is not only meant for us as journalists, but it's even meant for the people that visit us. You have all these books here. When visitors come and visit us, some of them will just take the code of conduct. Let them know what journalists are doing. And some of you are telling us how impressed you are with our institution. We don't believe in anything, but what we believe is, we want people to see the work that we do. So welcoming you is like we are welcoming ourselves. And I will tell you, this place is your place, even without the GPU. If you need anything that you want to talk about, you can talk about. And at GPU, if you go and ask Serif himself, Gambian Press Union, we have given you an hour time, 1 month, our free time that we said is for the GPU. So it's left to the GPU, to take over and take it up so that we can move. Yes, like my boss said, Mr. Pausman, he said we are non-profit. Anything that will take Gambian media to another level, that's what we want to do. And I hope other people welcome you as we all welcome you. And this is what we do. We always want to welcome people to the best of yes. So thank you very much, and I believe my colleagues will also join you guys.
Right.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
We're glad that you're giving us that service. Thank you. So we have the forms here if you guys want. I don't know, you may want to tell me the number of forms you want to drop here.
Yes, it depends on them. I think if they want to buy, you mention to them how much is the form. Yes. So
you can pay
the people that yes, everything is there. So I will help them. I will guide them.
Okay, I can leave some to you. Let me give you just a particular number.
No problem.